Well, hello, hello, hello. Happy Thursday. I'm Tia Knapp, and I am so thrilled to be introducing you to my dear friend, Dr. Michael Gross.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us.
We do this podcast every Thursday night at 7 o'clock, and we welcome everybody to join us and leave your comments. What we do now, we've changed it a tiny bit. Michael channels the information from God, the True Source, and sometimes when I interrupt him with questions, it kind of messes his message. So, what we're going to do is we're going to have your questions can come, welcome your comments, and what we'll do is we'll bring them in after Michael's done with his message so that if you have questions, he can address them then. In the meantime, what I'll do is I also will put his contact information in the comments. And here we go. We're going to introduce you to Michael, okay, for those of you who are new. Dr. Michael Gross is a professional keynote speaker, energy transformational coach, entrepreneur, and the author of The Spiritual Primer, applying God's 12 transformational laws to reawaken your soul by reconnecting to God, the true source, to experience your true sources, love, joy, and happiness. Michael has been working in this field of spiritual growth, I'm going to call it, for over 30 years. And he has changed the lives of so many. And all I can do is attest to me and how he's made a difference to me. He's truly enriched my life in so many ways. And I'm so incredibly grateful that he is here today to share his wisdom and knowledge with all of you as well. So, for over 30 years, Michael has been a spiritual teacher, a multidimensional healer, a transformational coach who is exceptionally skilled at all aspects of soul, over soul frequencies, vibrations, body timing, life force energies, and so much more. And I could go on with his accolades and accomplishments, but because we only have 30 minutes, I think we're just going to go ahead and let Michael take care of this part two of the illusions of life. He had such an amazing message for us last week. So we're here and we're eager to have you share the stage with us, Michael. And I'm going to go ahead and mute myself out, okay?
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining us. This is part two of the illusions of life. What I'd like to readdress is an illusion. And the word illusion is something you created or you believe in. That's not a reality. However, if you believe in it long enough and you live that illusion, then you create your own reality. Therefore, just to review, if you say I'm never be a success in anything in life, that's an illusion because it's up to you. But if you create that illusion by your belief system, then you'll never be successful. Then on the other hand, if you turn around and say I can't roller skate, I can't ski, or I can't ice skate, or whatever it is, I'll break my ankle. Guarantee you, you create the illusion, you will break your ankle. So really, what does this mean? It means that you are in charge of your life. There are no such things as victims unless you desire to be a victimhood. Well, what does that mean? It means you have free will and free choice. Most beautiful souls go, wait a minute, I'm going to change it. 3 seconds went by, nothing's changed. I go, whoa, how long have you been living this illusion? Well, 25 years. So you expect in 3 seconds for it to change. The answer, can it happen? Yes. Will it happen? That's up to you. However, to be honest, you have to give it a little time. Well, what's a little time? Until you let go of the illusion and that belief system and you sincerely let it go. You don't think about it. So the illusions of life is really part two is taking a look at your life, what you have experienced up to your current age, how you fell prey to them, how you overcame them, and how it has helped you enhance your life. First of all, when you have an illusion or a situation in life that is limiting, the most important thing for all of us to understand is whatever that limit is, there was something you chose to learn. As the true source told me, there's no such thing as failure. You simply work or learn what worked and didn't work. That's simple. So understanding that isn't that empowering. In other words, if you tried to create something, you tried something, and it didn't work, really, you gain new knowledge. It doesn't mean that it's forever. It means it's new knowledge you might apply 10 years from now, 1 minute from now, 20 years from now. I know there are many things that I've experienced in life have been put on the back burner, and I've learned some instances that I was up against a brick wall or whatever. But I also learned the timing wasn't right. And now I know the timing is right or whatever because it's coming forth. So the illusion is very simple. It's whatever you have in your belief system. Well, really, now you're in part two of the illusions of life. You should be listening to this. You're a lot older. And now you can refer back to your memory bank, so to speak, the challenges you've had that have limited you, but the challenges that have also empowered you, because essentially you gain new knowledge. And with gaining new knowledge, you have what? You have overcome some of the challenges. And it can be very simple as I remember when I had a car and I was short of money, I would change the radiator. I would change the alternator, the water pump. I do the spark plugs, even put on brakes, did all those things. Great knowledge. And I felt very happy about it because one, not only did I save money, but more importantly, I taught myself I could do this. No, my father was not a mechanic at all. So I learned from talking to others, or now we have YouTube, we can learn. But it's the satisfaction of being able to do things. Then you reach a point in life that, I don't want to do this anymore. And that's fine, but you gain the knowledge. So instead of changing the oil myself, I go down to the gas station or someplace else and they change my oil or rotate my tires on my car or whatever I desire to do. But I can still do some of the things. I will admit working on a car is a little bit more difficult today because of all the electronics. Now, I just bring that up because I'm the age that we learn to do things ourselves and we can choose not to do themselves. Now, what is going on in the planet, astrologically wise, we're on an 8 year focus or run where we're recreating our lives. Whether it's fortuitous that the astrology says so or not, it's more important how do you feel about it. So if you accept the illusion that it's going to be easier, and I'm not saying that astrology isn't going to make it easier, then it will become easier. So think for a minute, how many things have you wished for in your life? And it's happened. Like it could be as simple as getting a parking spot in front of a grocery store or getting a parking spot in front of a supermarket. Or many times when I go to Costco, I want to park close. And I just say I'm going to find a parking spot close to the entryway because I don't want to walk far if it's raining. What happens is I get a place jammed, but I find a place right in front. So you see, the illusion of life is that you're creating your reality of life. And the reality is whatever you think. So why do I call it illusion to find a parking spot in Costco or wherever you're going? The illusion is that you're creating a belief system, which is no longer an illusion, but it becomes your reality. And there's a fine line between the two. Now, how many times are we thinking about, I can't do this or choose not to do that? Well, it's truly, if we look at, I choose not to, that's not an illusion. You've created a reality. But if you say, I can't do it, then that's an illusion. I will admit that I really don't like all the technical parts of the computer. So I have a choice. I can learn it, which is great, or I can hire somebody to do that, which is more important to me. In any given time, the knowledge of being able to do certain things on a computer or software is great. However, do I choose to spend my time doing that, or I choose my time to helping all of you to wake up to the illusions of life? Now I'm going to stop talking about the illusion of life, but I want to add the next chapter, your belief system. As the true source said, what you think you create, what you create, you experience. So is that an illusion? Can be an illusion. If it limits you, it's an illusion. If it creates a positive outcome, it is a manifestation of something great. But you see, all your thoughts, every thought you have is a manifestation. I was just working with a young man today, and I said, say happy. He goes, happy. Say sad, sad. Say it again, happy, sad, happy, sad. Do you hear the inflection in your voice? Yes, one is exciting and one is threatening or depressing or hurtful or whatever you believe it is. So think about that. Your languaging, your thoughts create your reality, which is part of the illusions of life. So, what do you want to do in this lifetime? What do you desire to create? Well, I'm going to make some suggestions. Perfect health. that with not illusion, that can be created and is created. Because you don't have your health, nothing else really counts. What would be next? Well, let's say joy and happiness. What makes your heart sing? And I'm listening to myself when I say that, and I think, really, what does make my heart sing? And each of you that I'm speaking to, what makes your heart sing? Aside from, oh, if I had a lot of money, boy, I'd really happy. Really? Would that make your heart sing? Or would you be worrying how you can spend the money, how you handle the money, and will you have any left when you get older? Isn't it interesting? Almost every millionaire from the lottery has lost it all. Hmm. Boy, did they accomplish a lot, didn't they? In manifesting a lot of prosperity and abundance. So go back to health, then go back to joy, go back to happiness, fun, great relationships. You see, each one of them is something comes from a soul urge. And this is where the trust comes in. The illusion of life is I have to list everything. I don't want to miss anything. I got to list 10,000 things to make me prosperous or joy or happiness. Got to list it. Instead of, well, wait a minute. Perfect joy, perfect happiness, perfect health. What does that mean, Michael? It means you're turning everything over to your soul. What your soul knows what's perfect for you. Well, is my soul going to create chaos? Well, think about that. You think your soul wants to punish you? Remember, your soul is an aspect of the true source. So you're part of the true source. Would the true source want to sabotage the true source? No, I don't think so. Or create pain or insecurity? I don't think so. So where does the trust come in? The trust comes in from what you've learned in your childhood. You know, we listen to our parents, family, and friends. And, oh, people, like a person said, well, John said, I have a lot of money, but something's probably going to go wrong. John goes, and I'll have to spend it on fixing the house. Guess what? Yep, it happens. So what? How about looking at it this way? Lots of money. It's perfect, and I'll use it for perfect purposes. Maybe something goes wrong with the plumbing of the house. Great, it's wonderful. Boy, I was rewarded. I manifested with the true source, this wonderful abundance, and now I can fix the house and have more joy. Instead of going, see, I told you so, this would happen. We are given gifts, and your soul is given a gift. And of course, you ask for the gift of life. How do you measure life? Pretty interesting. Just think, without life, you can't express or feel love, joy, happiness, smell a flower, feel the wind upon your body, feel the sun warming your soul, meeting someone for the first time, laughing, dancing, meeting the love of your life, or whatever it is, without a body. So it's a gift, and it's the gift of life that gives you everything in your life. Spend some time to understand that the illusions of life, even life is an illusion. And what is that illusion? What have you created? So, how can I change my life? Change your belief system. And I also talk about manifestation. I use Frank Barbara Apple, FABA, faith, belief, and acceptance. I've talked to this about before. Faith is that you are now creating it. Belief it is now here. And acceptance is that you're worthy of it. What does it automatically do with the human? Well, maybe it'll happen. Maybe it won't happen. Great, great, great. You're right. You just created the illusion of doubt. You see, we have to watch our thinking. Everything we do is a manifestation. Every thought is a manifestation. And that manifestation is the illusion of what you're creating. First of all, understand this. Your soul is nothing but unconditional love. Period. That's all you are. Unconditional love. Now you deviate from it by your ego edging God out and the illusions of good enough, not good enough, etc., etc. It's really interesting. And it's so fascinating. I was listening to a channeler, and he said to this person, you know, I think I'm going to die. So he said, lay down, close your eyes, say you think you're going to die, count to 10, and then see what happens. So the person laid down, closes his eyes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. Are you still with us? Yep. I guess you're not going to die, aren't you? Right. So that's the illusion. He thought he was going to die. And there was another case out in the Hawaiian Islands. This woman meditated for 3 years, said on this date, 3 years later, she's going to die. And so she sold everything within a week before the date she chose, 3 years later. Guess what? It's been 6 months. She's still here. See how we create an illusion? It's a belief system. And the belief system can be either positive or challenging. I don't like the word negative, because challenge means everything can be overcome. Well, why would I create this challenge in my life? For knowledge, for understanding, to realize that you are in charge of your life. It is so important for all of you. And the reason I say it's so important, because you're at a precipice. Whoever's watching this, whether today or 6 months or 2 years from now, you are at a precipice. And what it is that this says to you, what do you desire to have happen in your life? What is it? What is it? Think about that. Think what makes your heart sing. Think of it at a personal level. Think about how you would feel in making your heart sing, like a wonderful relationship, having joy, not worrying about money, having perfect health, being able to travel, or just sit and meditate and feel joy. You know, one of the most beautiful things I've ever experienced, and I have experienced more than the average bear, those of you who are listening to this. I took a journey and went into what I call the inner plane, or spiritual planes, you would call dimensions. Went through the universe, saw the beautiful, wonderful manifestations of planets and solar systems. And then I felt this love. This love was so unbelievable. My heart was singing. I really didn't want to come back. It was so joyous. And, True Source said, "You're not ready, Michael." So I came back into my body. I was so full of love. I wanted to hug every tree, every rock, every animal, every human being. Just spread this love. Because you can't put a price on love. You put a price on new toys, whatever you think to make you feel happy, but you don't have the love. Shakespeare said, "To thine own self be true." You see, without life, there is no love. Without love, there is no life. And you are now experiencing life. So spend a few moments every day, or however long you desire, and meditate. Ask for true inner source guidance to feel love. Now, there are many different ways to meditate, and all of them work. The ones I teach and share and mentor, so simple. You inhale dream and exhale heaven. Wow, what's that going to do for me, Michael? If you look at your current life, it's like a dream, and you're creating and living in your dream. So the two most powerful words in the universe is I am. I says you exist. Am is another name for the true source or God, whatever. The second two most powerful is inhaling dream and exhaling heaven. What is heaven? It's a place where your heart's singing is full of love, period. And so dream heaven. What you dream, you manifest. You feel either joy or fear. But if you're inhaling dream and exhaling heaven, what happens is that you're bringing forth from your soul that dream that you created in this lifetime to bring you joy and happiness and success in life. This is what's amazing. When you're doing it, the soul is now directing. Let's see, Michael needs healing physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. I think we'll work on his ankle today. Next day, you're inhaling dream and exhaling. Oh, he's got a little headache and he's stressed. I think we'll work on this today. So you see, your soul is directing, raising your vibrations and energy, getting out of the fear, the doubt, the depression, the anxiety. Also working on healing you. Well, why does dream heaven work? Well, first of all, you do it 108 times, inhaling dream, exhaling heaven. Dream, heaven. Dream, heaven. So you do it 108 times. Well, why 108 times? In numerology, you add the numbers together. 8 plus 0 is 8, plus 1 is 9. 1 is 9, completion, ending. So what you're doing is not only are you getting rid of your fears and doubts by raising your vibrations, and now you've become more connected to your soul, which now has a stronger connection to the true source, which now makes you more intuitive, more joy, more happiness, and stops the monkey mind. Dream heaven. I got to go get something done. Dream I got to do the laundry. Dream. You don't think about that when you're walking around. I got to do the laundry. Maybe you think about it once, but you don't constantly think about it over and over and over again. Well, where's this block coming from? Ego. That's where it's coming from. Ego, edging God out. It's coming from the doubts of faith, belief, and acceptance you're not worthy. There's something hidden in you subconsciously. I keep checking the clock to make sure we don't run over. Most important thing is I want all of you to understand that 94% of your thinking comes from your subconscious mind. Think about that. So if we look at the unconscious mind, I compare it to a computer technology. That's the cloud, the unconscious mind. That's all the spiritual knowledge you truly have. And then we go to the hard disk. Well, the hard disk or the memory, whatever you want to call it, is the subconscious mind. We're always comparing the past with the present. All the knowledge right along is stored in there. And then you have the conscious mind, which is new software coming in. And then you have the ego, which is the virus. So looking at those comparisons with a computer, think about it. Where are you? What are you thinking? And what are you creating? Because you all have free will and free choice. Now I'm challenging all of you before we conclude. Challenge all of you. Number one, do this. When you have a negative thought, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, cancel, cancel, cancel. Replace it with a positive thought. Every word, every thought will manifest in your life. And here's the other part. You separate the left brain from the right brain. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cancel, cancel, cancel. You go to the amygdala. And now you've blocked a negative thought going out. What do? Well, I got to change it. Otherwise, the original will come through. I'm healed. I'm happy. I like ice cream. My life is joy. Anything you say blocks the negative thought and replace it with a positive thought. So everyone, think about that. And if you have a question, you have information there that Tio has placed how you get a hold of me. So Tio, do we have any questions or anything we should be answering?
Well, Michael, we don't have questions. However, you have some beautiful hearts, and let's see. Darshan says if you can get a parking spot at Costco that's close, you really truly are a master, Michael. And then he wrote down exhale dream, or inhale dream and exhale heaven, and that's so good. So I always replace it with an I love someone, or my go to when I'm in a really big hurry is I love ice cream. I do that one a lot as well. And when you were talking earlier, this is something that I shared on a comment, was that when you were talking about that Costco parking lot, it is the power of your thought. No matter what we think, so definitely pay attention to those thoughts, right?
Yes.
Because every thought is a manifestation. Am I correct?
Correct. And it creates your reality.
So if we're complaining about our reality, who's the one responsible for changing it?
You got it. Your belief, you are. Absolutely. See, you're the soul, SOUL, director of your life. You're the producer, director, and actor or actress in your life. You get an Academy Award for everything you're doing.
Perfect. So I don't see any more questions or anything, Michael, but I just want to take a minute to thank you for this beautiful podcast, The Illusions of Life, Part 2. And I know we have some things that we need to share as well. So I'm going to go ahead and just turn it back to you. Okay. Thank you, Michael.
All righty, thank you. So every Tuesday evening from 6:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Pacific time, what do we do with Soul Awakening? And what is that? You come in, you ask all kinds of questions. Hopefully, I can answer them, and I deliver a 10-minute message. And I will tell you within the 10-minute message, gosh, we probably have close to 400. And these messages is really all inspiring. But before we do that, I invite all of you to share this and come to the Soul Awakening at 6:30 p.m. on Tuesday to 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. How do you do it? Well, it's on freeconferencecall.com, so you can be in your pajamas or Speedo. Who knows? I'll never know. But you can be really comfortable. And to you, tell them how they can contact us.
Come in your Speedo. You're funny. Um, yeah. Okay. Darshan just popped in a comment too, but I'll give the number and then we'll get to the comment again. Okay. Um, the Tuesday night call-in is number 202-926-1059, and the access code, Michael.
125-446 #. One more time, please.
I'm sorry, your Speedo got me off track. Okay, that number again is 202-926-1059, and the access code, Michael.
125-446 #. So thank you. Now, using the same area code, using the same code to enter in on the second Saturday of every month, it's a gift that you can give that comes back to you. And it's called the Mass Consciousness Healing. It's so beautiful. And what we do, we start at 9:55 a.m. and we go to 11:01 a.m., which is incidentally a total of 66 minutes. And what we're doing is, and when we're doing that, we talk for a few minutes, we joke, then we go into a meditation. So should you join us a little late and you hear silence, it means we're meditating. And what we're doing is becoming a conduit, and we're turning over our body to the true source's unconditional love. And like a conduit, we spread it out all over the earth, the animal, mineral, and vegetable kingdom, and Mother Earth. And that is a beautiful thing. It will change your month, and it will help heal all the chaos, because we know this planet's full of chaos. Tio, tell them how they can do that on the second Saturday of every month.
That happens to be the same number as the Tuesday night call-in number, which is 202-926-1059, and the access code, Michael?
125-446 #. I would encourage all of you to do that, because we are to make a difference. I thought I'd share a little story with you, and I'll take the luxury of doing it. Several years ago, I was visiting my friend out in Las Vegas, and he said, let's go to the Red Sands. And I said, okay, 114 degrees. By then I was medium rare, but by the time I was done, I was well done. And we're walking in the red sand and hot, and we're looking at the petroglyphs and some of the messages that were left. The Anasazi actually lived there first, then the Navajos lived there. And as we're walking around, I was hot, dry. I sat on a rock. I didn't realize the rock was also 114 degrees. So I had well done buns. While I was there, I closed my eyes and I saw this medicine man. He said he was part of the Anasazi tribe. And he said, over the next 10 or 15 years, I forgot which now, because that was several years ago, tell everybody they send love and healing to Mother Earth. She needs it. There's a lot of chaos that will be going on. When I got back in August, sometime in the fall, New York City had a hurricane and the subways had flooded. Now, as we look around, it is continuing. Not only is there flooding all over the world, there's earthquakes, volcanoes, burping, as I call it, all kinds of things going on. And Mother Earth is going through a rebirth, believe it or not. But when you go through a rebirth, she needs a little love and healing. So send healing to Mother Earth. Because all its inhabitants, the animal, mineral, and vegetable kingdom, that's us. We can all use the love and healing. Thought I'd share that story with you, and it's going to go on for quite a number of years. All right. So now the next thing I'd like to share with you is those 10-minute messages that I leave on Tuesday evening. And that is so important. So these 10-minute messages can be accessed by, why don't you give them that telephone number?
Absolutely. The number is 434 300 4170. And the code, Michael?
125 446 pound. One more time, please.
Okay. 434 300 4170. And the code, Michael?
125 446 pound. And this is what's beautiful. It starts at number three and goes up to about 394 or 95. And all you need to do is ask your soul, intuitive, what number should I listen to? And as many of you know by now, I forgot to list each one. The true source, no, you didn't. You want to read through 350 or 90? No, I don't want to read through that. I can't tell you how many people go, just what I needed to listen to. So trust that. And they're 10 minutes long, couple maybe 11 or 12. You're stuck in traffic. You had a hard day at office. Maybe your spouse is giving you a hard time, or your children, or you're worried. What do you got to lose? 10 minutes. Just play it, and it will make a difference because it is channeled with love, believe it or not, by the true source. So, Tio, give them that information one more time.
That number, again, is 434 300 4170. And the code, Michael?
125 446 pound. Also, if you go to YouTube, Dr. Michael B. Gross, if you go to the YouTube, we have some of them, not all of them, that are recorded. And on YouTube, you'll hear me speaking. There will be in a picture, a photograph, an award winning photographer, Tia Knapp, with a quote, and you'll hear me talk about it. So take advantage of that if you happen to have your phone on or you're happy by the computer. Either way will work. It's very, very powerful. I'd also like to add that I offer a complimentary 20-minute to a half an hour session. Sometimes it goes longer if you have a question. And I'll be glad to help you as much as I can. No, I'm not going to sell you anything. I don't like that when it happens. I just merely conclude, thank you. And if I can be of any help or any way I can help you, let me know. That's it. No, I'm going to offer you a package and I'll send in a free set of Ginzo knives if you buy this. So, no, it's up to you. And I'll always be there for you. I want to thank all of you for joining us. Yes.
Before we wrap this up, may I go ahead and share those comments that were also posted later?
Sure.
Okay, very, very cool. Thank you, Michael. Darshan said, be the star that you are and shine so bright and never let anyone ever dim your light. And then he also
Thank you,
said,
Darshan.
Did you hear that? Oh, Darshan, say it again, Michael.
Thank you, Darshan, for your thoughtfulness and kind words. You touched my heart. Thank you.
And Darshan also sends healing to Mother Earth and has already sent it. And I think that everybody should also mark the second Saturday of every month on their calendar, because it's so important that we all get together and embrace our planet, because she needs a lot of love, especially right now, right, Michael?
Absolutely, she does. Remember, she supports you physically, mentally, emotionally. Without Mother Earth, you don't have food, you don't have water. So really, honor her.
And you have no platform to stand on.
Absolutely.
Darshan says thank you, and you're most welcome. And I'm going to go ahead and turn everything back to you, Michael. I'm done with the additional comments, okay?
All right. So we'd like to talk about this beautiful book called Healing the Holes in Your Soul by Tia Knapp. It's a great book. It's about a book, how to come out of the ashes, like the mythological bird, the phoenix, called rebirth, how she overcame so much pain, so much physical, mental, and emotional pain, and rediscovered herself. This is a must read. It's a wonderful book. It's empowering, and it will help change your life and give you hope. And I like the guy that wrote the foreword.
Michael, thank you, thank you, thank you for your kind words. I really love the guy who wrote the foreword too, because he also wrote this book. He's the one that came into my life because I chose to call him after I heard about him and his book. And this book is definitely a priceless tool for me. There are so many words of wisdom in here that I can't even explain the enormity of how he's changed my life. So this is priceless, although you can get it for, I think it's $29.95. Okay. And I don't know if Michael will throw in the Ginsu knives or not, but let me tell you, the book and this incredible man sitting right over there is the most incredible person I know, who can totally just teach you how to embrace your life, enrich your life, and do so many amazing things. I mean, the things that I have learned and grown from in the few years that we've been together are priceless to me, Michael. I'm so grateful and honored to be able to bring you to the people here on YouTube and on Facebook. And keep on coming back, you guys, because invite your friends, truly invite your friends to this beautiful moment that we have with Dr. Michael Gross. It's priceless and it can change your life. So I am done, but thank you, Michael, for coming today.
Thank you. To you and I love doing this because it's all about listening to your soul to reconnect to the true source. And it's all about my Akashic Records, my mission and goal is to help all of you to reconnect with the true source. And once you do, you are part of the group to make a difference. That's what we're here for. You are the solution to change this planet back to one of unconditional love and empowerment. That's our job. Also to do your spiritual mission and goals. Everyone know we love you. Everyone know we care about you. We really do. And remember, you are unlimited. Thank you, everyone. Namaste. We love you.
Namaste. We love you, everyone. Invite your friends, okay?